They say that people don't care what you know until they know that you care. Wandering soul with a familiar voice that makes you reminisce. It stays in your genes, destroying, ripping and tearing, like the demeaning voice of a critical parent. It stays in your head, now facing the days like raising the dead. Sometimes I spend days in my bed. I've been alone since the days of Delphi. When I was terrorized at school, nobody came to help me. Since the Hellenistic days, I was subject to the predator's gaze. So now my eyes burn with effortless rage. Persecuted like the Ashkenazi Jews in Yazidi, manipulated and taken advantage of by the greedy. I was tortured, told to give up my faith, give up my mission with no intermission. But I didn't give in, there was no submission to their inquisition. I was sold to Arabians, put in chains on the Mediterranean by the Greeks, who put me on display in a stadium. I learned skills from my masters who marked me, branded like a horse. You can still see the scar on my left arm, left my best arm for me to craft with. Was reassured that it was all for the party. I designed the first Olympic torch for the Nazis. Despite this, I was violently lynched by a white supremacist mob. I could still see the faces of the smiling kids and the white lady I refused, demonstrating the power she had to accuse. I've been homeless ever since, a wandering soul with a familiar voice that makes you reminisce, reminisce. I make you reminisce. A wandering soul with a familiar voice that makes you reminisce, reminisce. Prior to the European Enlightenment, I was a black or more scholar, Moorish scientist. Before that, I was a tyrant. When we conquered Spain, the heads of my foes littered every country lane. I was sicker than Genghis Khan with a solid fortress's exterior wall embedded with body corpses. Before this, I lived in ancient Carthage. General Hannibal Barca got his commandership from his father. Thousands of men died under me in the Punic Wars. We put the darkness into Rome, leaving more than their tunics torn. But we didn't manage to take them. Later, I was made to perform in the Colosseum as the entertainment. They shamed us, wiped our civilization off the map too, so there was no home to go back to. Left with a burning pain inside, I was responsible. The only reason I won't kill myself is because they want me to. Went into exile, they found me and sent a force for me. That's when I drank the poison instead of letting them torture me. I've been homeless ever since, a wandering soul with a familiar voice that makes you reminisce, reminisce. Wandering soul with a familiar voice that makes you reminisce. They say that people don't care what you know until they know that you care. They say that people don't care what you know until they know that you care. They say that people don't care what you know until they know that you care. People don't care what you know until they know that you care. When I said what they didn't like, they ignored me. When I said what they liked, they adored me. Anything that was off limits, they got timid and acted like the world stopped spinning. The truth is, I'm a nobody, but I'm not a nobody with nobody. I'm incarnate on this earth.